Hey guys, Deathletter Magic here with a very brief but very spicy update to the Chandra situation. You might have thought it was over with Wizard's apology, which was ridiculous. Caving to those, attack mob idiots is just going to embolden them in the future. But maybe it doesn't even apply when they are them. That is who they hire there. But hey, we've got a statement from Greg Wiessman, the author of the book. So let me just lead into this with the timeline so it makes sense in context. First, Greg wrote a garbage book that everybody hated. It was poorly written, and he should probably stick to screenplay scripts. It ruined like a 10-year lead up to the story, and everybody was pissed. So then everybody thought, well, okay, at least it's done and over with. It can't possibly get worse, and Wizards is tight-lipped about this. Oh, wait, they contracted him to write 2 books. So I guess they thought, well, he already wrote it. We're not going to not release it. I mean, if it's bad too, whatever. At least people have warning and nobody will read it. What could possibly get worse? And Greg's like, oh, you thought the first one was bad? Hold my beer. Oh, yeah, Chandra? Yeah, she was mistaken. She only likes dudes, actually. You know what's funny? I actually don't know how good or bad the second book was. I have not heard a review from anyone. I just assume nobody read it. Speaking of Reddit, a bunch of people from there apparently found out that Chandra's character pulled a 180, and they got super pissed, as they always do, because it is wake up in the morning and think, what can I get mad about on the internet today and yell at people about to make me feel better about myself? So they threw a fit, and since the same SJW idiots work at Wizards, well, they melted like the little snowflakes that they were, and then caved and said, we're retconning the retcon. She's bi now again. And let's be honest, she ain't gonna date a guy in the next 10 years now. So that's where this disaster finally settled after you thought it couldn't get worse, so now it can't possibly get worse, right? Well, I do believe I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we have a response from Greg Wiessman. And, it gets worse. So in case you haven't read it, let's play along at home. You don't have to leave a comment or anything. I'm not gonna put up a poll, just in your head. This is multiple choice. Did Greg Wiessman A, say, no, screw you, she's straight, I wrote the book? B, say, who cares, it's not important, she's a fictional character, get over it? C, he threw Wizards under the bus and said it was their idea and he wanted to make her date Nissa in the book? D, called everybody mad about this and overacting snowflake? Or E, all of the above? Well, I'll be honest, you're probably going to be a little bit surprised by this. It's actually not E, unfortunately. I wish it was E. It's not. It was the one that I guarantee nobody picked, C. So you thought that was the joke one. That's the one you ruled out right away. Oh no, let's read the statement. So in a post just titled Chandra Nalaar, he says, response to my latest novel, War of the Spark Forsaken, has been understandably negative, particularly as a result of how the character of Chandra Nalaar was depicted in the book. My response is a bit late in coming, but here it is. Oh, you gotta wonder if he reconsidered this and then just said screw it and pulled the trigger. I'd like to think that's why it took so long. Anyway, after reading the materials that preceded my work on Magic the Gathering, which he could have fooled me, I thought he didn't research anything, I was particularly intrigued by the burgeoning relationship between Chandra and Nissa. I felt that it should culminate in the War of the Spark book series, in lieu of bringing them together, as it was not a relationship that Wizards of the Coast planned to pursue. My goal was to write something that honored Chandra's feelings for Nissa and Nissa's feelings for Chandra. Something that would give closure to their relationship in a sad but satisfying and understandable way. I believe that if readers had seen my original ideas for the chapter in question, they might have gotten a better sense of what I was trying to accomplish. They might have liked it better, or maybe they wouldn't have. I love that he added that. In any case, through the mutual creative / editorial process with Wizards of the Coast and Del Rey, I guess that was the publisher or something, we ended up with the final product that was published in Forsaken, which clearly didn't meet anyone's expectations or delivers on my intentions. As for that, I'm truly sorry. Oh, that's a sorry, not sorry. It wasn't me. Blame Del Rey and their standards and Wizards of the Coast, PR department who stopped a Nissa Chandra thing about a day after they put it in the story earlier, allegedly. No, seriously, I have the screenshots. They edited one of the chapters where a passing statement about their relationship is made to remove it. They ordered somebody to change it. Somebody made somebody change it. Clearly somebody with a functional brain who realizes that I don't give a shit about the character's sexuality in a fantasy storyline, that I only care about what the drama and the sequence of events and like the interesting characters' emotions, not their love lives. Nobody cares. I mean, the true equality, the true diversity of a story would be to, in your mind as an author, if you're like, I have a gay character in mind, or bi or whatever, to write them and then never mention it. As soon as you feel the need to make it the focus of the story and shove it in people's faces, when that is not the point is to have an interesting story with interesting things happening. I mean, if this is a romance novel, okay. But as soon as you start just pushing it on people so you can pat yourself on the back and look how woke I am, look who I put in the story, look, this is my token gay character, look at them, admire me. Yeah, then it ceases to be about diversity or rights or equality or any of that shit. It's just about you at that point. And about me is the whole SJW scream at everybody narrative. That's what they do. That's their MO, that's what they do all day. But I just find this absolutely hilarious. He didn't just throw Wizards under the bus, he backed them over a couple times. He shifted in reverse, hit him again, spun the tires, ran him over a second time, and then flipped them off out the window while he drove away. So my take on his statement is just basically, I wrote it with a relationship, like, not really a relationship, it was like, well, maybe we should go our separate ways, but I still like you a lot. Like that, he said something about a satisfying goal, but a closure to the relationship, something like that. It wouldn't be like, okay, let's get married. It sounded like it would be like, well, let's talk about those feelings now that we don't have this giant looming threat to focus on instead of our relationship. Unlike every cheesy action movie ever. But then they would just be like, I don't think it's going to work between us, but I still admire you, let's be friends. Or long distance relationships don't work and I got to get back to my home plane. Or it was something like that. It sounds like that's what he wrote. Like literally that's what he wrote. And then they came back and said, change it. So Greg has either lost his damn mind and is completely making this all up because he's sick of hearing all the crap about his garbage books, or this is basically 100% Wizards' fault, which is hilarious. Hilarious! I can't even handle this right now. The irony and the hypocrisy and the blaming and the everybody throwing everybody under buses. I mean, just to reiterate, in case you're not getting the timeline here, he writes some emotional, touching, get everything out on the table, conversation at the end of the book with Nissa and Chandra, and then they still, go their separate ways, it sounds like, whatever. And then Wizards and Del Rey come in and say, no, that's not going in the book, write it differently. Then everybody dumps on him for making Chandra just go, I'm actually into guys, I made a mistake. And then he comes back after getting relentlessly bombarded over this and says, actually, this was 100% Wizards. I wrote it this way. And that's after Wizards comes out and says, yeah, we're retconning it. No, she's still bi. Sorry. Yeah, Wizards of the Coast, you better go reverse what Wizards of the Coast did to the story. Oh, God, this is going to make some liberals' heads explode. I know it. It's going to. And the funny thing is, this is the kind of mind game, overly sensitive, knee-jerk reaction bullshit that happens all the time. All the time with these LGBTQ plus activist assholes. Maybe they should focus less on who edited the book to take out the inappropriate for kids crap in a fictional book with fictional characters that's a side product of a card game, and focus more on, image cleanup after a drag queen. Oh, can I even say this on YouTube? This is going to get euphemismized like you've never seen. I tried, but I'm just going to have to tell you to go Google, if you dare, drag queen accidentally flashes kindergartners at library book reading. You might have to put accidentally in double quotes or just delete it. If you let your kids around somebody that mentally deranged, you should be locked up. Along with whoever scheduled that at the library, whatever activist dumb fuck got a job at a library with their $100,000 liberal dance art degree. Actually, I take that back. It's probably community service after they got arrested for lewd and lascivious acts. So yeah, if you thought the whole shitstorm blew across the coast and was dissipating, no, it's coming back around, okay? It's pulling a 360 and it's coming right back in your face. So, I mean, it's all funny to me because everybody who got mad about this is an idiot. Wizards bowing to them was an idiot, and then we find out Wizards was behind it. I mean, my math on that says idiot squared, or it's an idiotception, or some kind of, like an idiot curve with logarithmic tendencies, maybe? Or I guess exponential if you flip the axes. I'm trying to visualize, like responsibility versus amount of trouble that they're in, but I think there's a third axis of, like, who it is. Like, distance from Wizards, or Wizards distancing themselves from it, and then Greg Wiessman comes out with a tennis racket, boom, spikes it right back in their face. And then he's like, balls in your court, haha, pun intended. I mean, that's a better visual than a graph, but, you know, I'm kind of a math guy. So, yeah, what do you think of this, this whole cluster? I shouldn't even say it, but leave a comment. I'll see you guys next video.